Myself, Sangeeta Acharya. We had already started with our social studies, the first chapter, Rise of British Rule in India, and we had done discovery of sea route to India and arrival of Europeans to India. These two topics we had finished in the previous session. Now let us start with Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey was fought on 23rd June 1757 AD. And this Battle of Plassey, it is named as Battle of Plassey because it was fought on a village named Plassey. And this battlefield of Plassey is situated 38 kilometers from Murshidabad, that is in West Bengal. Okay, now Siraj-ud-Daulah was ruling over Bengal. So he was ruling over Bengal state. Due to his impulsive nature, impulsive means rash. Because of his rash nature, behavior, he had some opponents in his state. Opponents means the ones who are not agreeing with us, the enemies you can say. So he had many enemies in his state. During this period, the British East India Company built a fortress. Fortress means fort around the trade center in Kolkata on pretext. On pretext means just to show of security reasons. So during Siraj-ud-Daulah's period, the British East India Company had built fort around the trade center in the Kolkata to have some security. And they had built without taking the permission of the Nawab. But Nawab Siraj-ud-Daulah destroyed the fortress. So this fort they had built without his permission, that is Nawab's permission. So what Nawab did, he destroyed the fortress. When this news reached Madras, a small army of the company led by Robert Clive reached Bengal in order to help the Kolkata Trade Center. So when this news Robert Clive got in Madras, he along with a small army of the company, they reached Kolkata to help them out in the trade center. In spite of army of the East India Company being strong, they realized that it was not easy to defeat the Nawab's army. So even though they were very strong, East India Company's army was strong, but still they understood that it will be very difficult for them to fight with Nawab's army because Nawab had huge army. So Robert Clive resorted to treachery. Now resorted means make use of. So he made use of a treachery. Treachery means disloyalty. He had planned a conspiracy plan he had planned. Okay, now a conspiracy means secret plan. He had planned to defeat the Nawab. He had planned that he will defeat the Nawab. In this plan, he had included Nawab's commander-in-chief Mir Jafar and Seth Amichand. And he asked him to join them. Okay, now here word is used coaxed. I'll read for you the sentence. A conspiracy was planned in order to defeat the Nawab, in which the Nawab's commander-in-chief Mir Jafar and Seth Amichand were coaxed. Coaxed means sweet talk. So these two persons, they had a very good talk and then they joined Robert Clive in this secret plan on the pretext that the Nawab is unnecessarily harassing the people. So he had shown that Nawab is without any reason he is harassing people, and so they had declared a war at a ground near a village named Plassey. So according to the plan, Mir Jafar lost the battle. He lost the battle and Siraj-ud-Daulah was defeated. Defeated means to be beaten up. Okay. Due to Robert Clive's treachery, due to Robert Clive's disloyalty. Treachery means disloyalty. The Battle of Plassey ended in just half a day. So because of his plan, they had ended this war within half a day. The company as a result got a freehold over 24 parganas. So this East India Company, they got a very good hold, freehold, that is nobody else was ruling, only these were there included, and they got a hold of over 24 parganas. Now parganas are a group of village, or you can say the districts that are divided, that is subdivision of districts. So they got 24 parganas. Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. So then later on, Mir Jafar was made Nawab of Bengal because Sirajuddaula was defeated. Thus, the foundation of the company's rule in India was laid with the Battle of Plassey in 1757. So this was the foundation of the company's rule. Because of this war, the company got the first basic or foundation of the company's rule, you can say. That was in the year 1757. That we have is Battle of Buxar. The Britishers made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal. So as you know that after Plassey, Battle of Plassey was fought, that time Mir Jafar was the Nawab of Bengal. So the Britishers made Mir Jafar the Nawab of Bengal, and under different pretext. Now pretext means different ways. So the Britishers in different ways tried to extract plenty of wealth from him. So they tried to take plenty of money or wealth from Nawab of Bengal, that is Mir Jafar, due to their greed to gain more power. As they were very greedy, they wanted to have more and more powers under their hand. So the East India Company managed to dethrone Mir Jafar and made Mir Qasim the Nawab of Bengal. So now, because they were very greedy, so what happened? The East India Company, they managed, or they tried and got successful. They removed, dethroned means remove from power. They removed Mir Jafar from the post of Nawab and made Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim proved to be more ambitious than Mir Jafar. Now here Mir Qasim is very ambitious, is very intelligent, and he is very tricky also, you can say, and when it is compared to Mir Jafar, whereas Mir Jafar is very simple. So they tried to, what happened? He tried to threat for the company. He became a threat for the company. Now here, because he is very ambitious, so now that has become a danger for the company. Company is East India Company. Hence, Mir Qasim was removed and Mir Jafar was again made the Nawab. So first they had appointed Mir Jafar, and then they removed him and they appointed Mir Qasim, but Mir Qasim was very ambitious, so they removed Mir Qasim and they appointed again Mir Jafar as the Nawab. Mir Qasim took refuge with the Nawab of Awadh. Now here refuge means shelter. So Mir Qasim took shelter with the Nawab of Awadh. Now here in your text, name is not mentioned over here. Name of Nawab of Awadh is Shuja ud Dawla. Shuja, Shuja ud Dawla. So he took shelter in his place. During this time, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam had come to Awadh. Now when he took refuge, shelter, that time only Mughal Emperor Shah Alam also came to Awadh. So all three of them decided to join hands and fight the company unitedly, and thus declared a war. So all three of them, that is Mir Qasim and Nawab of Awadh, that is Shuja ud Dawla, and third is Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. These three decided to join hands and fight the company unitedly. Unitedly means together, and thus they declared a war. At Buxar, the East India Company fought against the United Army. So now at Buxar, at this place Buxar, the East India Company had fought with the United Army. United Army means with these three persons army, in which the United Army lost. So in this battle, the United Army had lost, and this battle had taken place on 22nd October 1764. Thus the company got the Diwani rights. So East India Company got Diwani rights, that is right to collect revenue. This right they got in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. So in these three places they have got Diwani rights, that is to collect revenue. Our third topic is expansion of the company rule. Now how Britishers tried to expand their rule in India. The English government passed a regulating act in 1773 AD, according to which the governor of Bengal was made the Governor General, and all the trade and political activities of the company were brought under his direct control. So, in the year 1773 AD, English government had passed a regulating act. According to that, the governor of Bengal was made Governor General, and all the trade and political activities, trade means buying and selling activities, of the company were brought under his direct control. So now all the control will be maintained by Governor General. The Mumbai Madras governor and his council were brought under him. So even Mumbai Madras governor and his council, his group members were also brought under him. Thus Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of India. It's very important that who was the first Governor General of India? That is Warren Hastings. During his tenure means during his time. Tenure means time. The first Maratha War and the second Mysore War with Hyder Ali of Mysore was waged. Waged means carried on. So when he became the first Governor General of India, that time the first Maratha War and second Mysore War with Hyder Ali of Mysore was carried on. The problems for the East India Company increased because it had to face both the powers simultaneously. So now East India Company has got many problems. They have got more problems because they had to face both the powers simultaneously. Simultaneously means together. Cornwallis took over as Governor General after Warren Hastings. So first Governor General was Warren Hastings, secondly was Cornwallis. Now he took over as Governor General after Warren Hastings. During the tenure of Cornwallis, now during his time, the third Mysore War took place with Tipu Sultan, famously known as Tiger of Mysore. So it can be asked in short questions also, children. Who was famously known as Tiger of Mysore? That is Tipu Sultan, or what was the title given to Tipu Sultan also can be asked. So during Cornwallis' time, third Mysore War took place with Tipu Sultan. The company had to join hands with the Marathas and the Nizam to defeat the Tipu Sultan. So now if they want to beat him or want to lose the battle, then what was the option that the company had? The company had to join hands with the Marathas and the Nizam to defeat the Sultan. Tipu could not win against the combined forces and had to accept the treaty. So now these two forces, that is the Marathas and the Nizam, they had attacked on Tipu Sultan and he couldn't win because of the combined forces and he had to accept the treaty. Treaty means settlement or agreement. Now after Cornwallis, so we'll just keep on revising the series. First was Warren Hastings, second was Cornwallis. Now after Cornwallis, thirdly is Sir John Shore became the Governor General. So thirdly was Sir John Shore. Due to some rigid policies, rigid means which is not very flexible, which is not very acceptable. So such type of rigid policies adopted by him, the East India Company's fame declined and the Marathas became stronger. So because of his rigid policies, the East India Company's fame declined. Fame means its popularity or its own existence didn't get that much of importance, and thus it became very weak and the Marathas became stronger. So Governor General Wellesley, who came after John Shore, got the responsibility of making the company supreme in India. So fourthly came Governor General Wellesley. What he did, he took the responsibility of making the company supreme in India. He tried to again bring back the same fame of East India Company back in India. For this, Wellesley introduced the subsidiary alliance system. So now to bring back the same fame of East India Company, he had introduced subsidiary alliance system. The conditions of the subsystem and the states adopted under this are as follows. So now what are the terms and conditions that were under subsidiary alliance system? Were clearly mentioned by him. Let us see. The army trained by the East India Company government will be provided to the state that accepts the system. So East India Company will provide their trained army to the state that accepts the system. That is, East India Company will give their army if they accept the system. In return, the state accepting the system will provide for the army or give away provinces with equivalent income to the British. So here, the state that is accepting the system will provide for the army. So they will provide the army or they will give away provinces with the equivalent income to the British. So they will give away their provinces that is equivalent income to the British. Next is, without the permission of the company, the state will not wage war or sign treaty with other states. So the third condition is that without the permission of the company, without taking East India Company's permission, the state will not get indulged into any war or will not sign any treaty with other states. Fourth is, there will be one English representative in the state assembly. So fourth condition states that Britishers, one representative will be in the state assembly. Other foreigners not to be employed in the state. This is the fifth condition, that foreigners will not be employed in the state. The states rulers who accepted the subsidiary alliance system. Now with who all accepted the subsidiary alliance system? They are Nizam, Mysore states. Nizam, Mysore, Awadh, Gaikwad, Scindia, Bhosle and Holkar. So these were the 7 states that had accepted . Okay, let's just go through the terms and conditions of subsidiary alliance system in short. The first part that I already explained was that the army trained by the East India Company will be provided to the state that accepts the system. Whichever state or whichever territory, whosoever wish to join the subsidiary alliance system, that place East India Company will be providing their trained army. Second is, if the state is accepting the system, then the state have to give amount equivalent income to the British or will have to give away their province. Province is any state. Third was, without the permission of the company, the state will not wage war or sign any treaty with other states. So third condition states that it will not sign any treaty or any agreement, or it will not have any war with other states without the permission of East India Company. Fourth is, there will be one English representative in the state assembly. That is their own person. That is one English representative will be there in the state assembly. other foreigners not to be employed in the state. So other than Britishers, they will not appoint any Europeans in the state. Okay, now next we'll just have one short look at the table that I have just drawn. It will be easy for you to remember instead of remembering it in a form of sentence and paragraph. Alright, just in a short, I'll just explain you about expansion of the company rule, what we have already studied. This English government had passed Regulating Act in 1773, and according to this act, what is said, Governor of Bengal became Governor General, and under Governor General was Mumbai Madras Governor and his council. Now there were 4 Governor Generals. First Governor General was Warren Hastings. During his time, for first Maratha War, second Mysore War with Hyder Ali of Mysore was carried on, and secondly was Cornwallis during his time. Third Mysore War with Tipu Sultan was fought, and Tipu Sultan was famously known as Tiger of Mysore. Third Governor General was Sir John Shore. Marathas became stronger during his time because he had framed very rigid policies. Because of that, Marathas became very strong. Fourth was Wellesley. He introduced subsidiary alliance system.